Here I am in Central Florida touring yet another property. This is a vacant property. It's a multifamily development, and I'm touring this property to make an assessment to see if this would be a viable option for the Section 202 grant. So remember, this grant is up to $5 million that you can put towards 10% of your purchase price, purchase and renovation, purchase and reconstruction. Most of these buildings, they are boarded up. They do need to be renovated. And so it's possible that this this development could be a viable option. So let's take a brief tour of this development. Here is another boarded up unit. Remember, the Section 202 is to provide multifamily housing for low-income seniors. And seniors are defined as persons who are 62 years old and over. And we all know that we do need to take care of our seniors, don't we? So a lot of these units that I found, they're not ADA compliant. Some are, but you could use the money to make sure that it's ADA compliant. So a ramp or a wheelchair ramp to go into the unit would be one of the features that you would have to install, as well as widening the doorway, because elderly persons sometimes will be in wheelchairs, and so you want to make sure that the doorway is able to be assessed by a wheelchair. So this would be a very good renovation feature that the funding could be used for. Again, of course, the units do need windows. Some of the units do need doors, roofing. So this entire development is basically a ghost town. And so this is definitely a development that could be assessed to be renovated with the Section 202 funding, and be put back on the market so that these units can be used to house low-income elderly persons. This unit already does look like it has ADA compliant for a wheelchair ramp, so that's really good. But it does need other features that you could use the funding for. So obviously you can see it does need windows, it needs some roofing, it needs doors, it needs to be painted, it needs to be basically renovated. But the fact that this unit already is in compliance for a wheelchair ramp, which is an ADA feature, a desired ADA feature for low-income seniors, that is really good. So when you're assessing your property, make sure that you do keep the features that you can keep to cut down on your costs, and then you would have to renovate, revitalize the features that you have to make sure that you're ADA compliant. So this property, there is a lot of units here. Something to consider is basically how large these units are, because remember, the Section 202 has a criterion that you can only use the funding for efficiencies, and efficiencies are units that are 500 square foot or less, or one-bedroom units, and those can only be 700 square foot or less. So if you're looking at a unit like this, you must know